This is like this destroys Tiny. You haven't even got the Wisp to help out the Tiny.
Yeah, I don't know about this. I think they're gonna have a problem with the laning phase this game.
Yeah, even beyond the laning phase, like come mid game time when Bat has a blink plus 4 staff, Trine has a blink dagger himself, it won't be fun.
No, it really depends. They've actually banned respect banned the Meepo.
Yeah, they did the same thing in game 1 too. They fourth banned it there, so I mean it's pretty much the same thing as banning it third. But yeah, they do not want No Tail getting his Meepo.
I'm not sure it really depends on the supports as well. Like Fnatic, they can Tree in the mid to late game. Like I don't think Tree can really stop I mean, Tiny in the mid to late game. I don't think Tree can really do much versus him. But in the early game, like Tree can kind of just completely crush Tiny in the laning phase. So I really think it's up to the Fnatic supports to give Era the amount of space they need. And there's a possibility that Fnatic does the dual lane red again, which is a
Yeah,
possibility.
that's true. Well, we'll see what the plan's going to be here. Fnatic now with their fourth bang, then go immediately into their next pick. Shadow Demon's probably the big hero that stands out for me that we've seen a lot of. Although the Shadow Demon Mirana combo is there for Fnatic if they want to grab it, so definitely see that as being a good hero to combine with the Mirana and possibly even counter the Batrider as well.
Yeah, I'm surprised that Fluffy.Bears didn't ban the. I'm surprised they took Darks. They banned Darkseer over.
Darkseid would fit. Well, I guess they've already got Batrider for their offlane, but
Yeah, I know. I'm surprised that the Fluffy.Bears banned Darkseer versus Fnatic. I don't think I haven't seen Fnatic pick Darkseer that much on. I don't know.
Trixie used to play a lot of Darkseer. Like
Yeah,
that was like a good patch or so ago, though. That was when he was like his most played hero, but nowadays not much. They banned Shadow Demon. Okay, they banned Shadow Demon and insta-pick Bane, so they decided they want the Bane Mirana instead of the Shadow Demon Mirana, but okay. If they weren't going to pick Shadow Demon, I think banning it out's probably the right way to go here, because
yeah.
Navi would have almost definitely wanted to pick it.
And Navi picked the Dazzle. Navi can actually pick. I wonder what mid they'd pick for Dendi here. They have a few possibilities. They can still pick Shadow Fiend even.
Yeah, Shadow Fiend's good. They haven't picked up Pavos either for the carry role, so
Yeah. It might even be Dendi mid on the Batrider. I've seen him play that occasionally.
okay. There aren't that many offlaners left though. Like Centaur's banned out. Well, I guess there's still like your Nyx, your Clockwork. There's still a decent number.
Yep. It's usually in Radiant you don't usually see the Batrider mid. I think people prefer Radiant Batrider to be offlane because I think Batrider Radiant offlane is really strong because you have that side camp which you can always farm, and
Yeah.
it's a lot easier to farm the jungle. And mid, it just seems like on mid Radiant, it just seems easier to put like a hero that can farm better because mid Radiant is a lot safer than Dire Radiant. So I think they'd pick Dundee. I think some semi carry mid. There's a possibility of Shadow Fiend even.
Shadow Fiend, even Naga Siren's still available if they really want to get
Well, Gyro.
a bit more greedy. But yeah, Fnatic go Gyro here, so this is the Tiny and Gyro. They've got a true like dual. Well, they're in Tricore with the Mirana, so
That's a lot of those three heroes need so much farm.
yeah.
You know what they could be? That could actually be a support Gyro. I don't. It sounds clowny right now,
Ooh,
but
okay.
I think it could be a possibility because
It
they have a Bane.
destroys the living armor. That's what the Rocket Barrage is good for. If you're trying to kill someone who's got living armor on them, it'll just get destroyed in a matter of seconds or less than seconds with the Rocket Barrage. But
Yeah. So I think right now it is honestly it could be Gyro support because I remember when people were picking Tree back then, when like Tree was very popular right before TI3, people were also picking support Gyro to counter the Tree
yeah.
to get through the living armor.
Aki played quite a lot of it, I remember, for Alliance,
Yeah.
if I recall correctly.
So it's a possibility. I don't think it's that good of a core. I think Tiny Gyro and Mirana is way too much farm if you think about it. So
Yeah. And you look at how aggressive like this Navi roster can be. They pick up the Shadow Fiend. There's your Dendi hero you're talking about. And a good hero to farm in that mid-Radiant lane.
yeah. Ah, Shadow Fiend. I think what does Fnatic do versus CSF? They have some possibilities. They could dual lane mid with the Mirana Bane versus
Yeah.
CSF. I don't know if tiny dual lanes would be that good versus SF because I think SF would just farm fine versus the tiny dual lanes in the. Actually, I don't know. Tiny has such high base damage. hard for me to say.
Even just like a Bane Gyro, you get this Nightmare into a Rocket Barrage. If you've got the boots advantage, you can definitely chase him down there, but...
I don't know.
Slider banned out by Fnatic, so they don't want to deal with another extra minus armor on top of everything.
Yeah, I don't know what the lanes are right now because it's just so hard. Because at first I don't know what the gyro is going to be, whether it's a core hero or a support hero. So I think after we see the last pick, we can see what the lanes are going to be. But Navi's lanes are quite obvious. It's going to be Batrider off lane, and you need a Havos hero right now. I wonder what hero he'd pick for himself.
Well, there's most of his kind of... Well, Mirana being one of his go-to heroes being taken out. Weaver's still there if they want even more minus armor. Maybe something like a Weaver could work out for them.
That is a lot of farm, but look at Fnatic heroes farm quite a bit too.
Yeah. And Weaver's pretty good at kiting around Tiny as well. Like, you don't have to worry too much about Tiny. Like, Tiny and Gyro both, like, I feel Weaver does okay against them. But we'll see what the plan is for Na'Vi. I don't even think they need to pick up a true carry of any sorts. They've got the Shadow Fiend, they've got the Batrider. Just pick up another kind of utility farmer type hero.
Maybe even a Wraith King. I actually think Wraith King is a really good hero for Na'Vi.
Yeah.
On the one, SF Wraith King is a pretty strong combo.
Yeah. And just being a frontliner for in front of the against the Tiny and stuff, like you can, if you get focused, you slow everyone around you, including that Tiny.
And a cool thing is that in the mid to late game, SF doesn't need to go lifesteal items. He can just go straight up damage because the aura. He has inherent lifesteal then. So, I think EG picked this quite a bit, where they picked the Wraith King and SF together. It was usually support though, where Zai plays as support.
Yep. The one annoying thing is the Bane mana drain if you're a Wraith King. And
what?
Fnatic or Ogre Magi. So, what are these? I mean, the two supports are obvious.
No idea, dude.
Ogre Bane support, but what are these? What are the rest of their lanes? Do you think?
Is it? I have no idea. What are their lanes? Is it aggro try? It has to be an aggro try, right?
It's either aggro try or Mirana has to offlane. If it's not aggro try, it's Mirana offlane.
It's like the problem is right now I see is like what do they aggro try with them? Whose solo is a safe lane?
Do they dual lane or what? Like, where's this Gyro going? Because like your aggro try would normally consist of Gyro, but that means Tiny's going solo, and Tiny can't solo SF. He can't solo Batrider either, so Tiny needs supports with him. I'm pretty sure.
Is it a Hani Ogre Magi mid?
Well,
I'm not even trolling about that.
Yeah. Gyro's not the worst. I want to see like the new 6.81 Gyro go mid. With
Shit, it's a most bristleback. Oh, it's a Hani Ogre Magi mid, dude.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, it's a support Gyro.
Wow.
This is the clowniest shit I've seen all day.
They lose this game, they're out of the tournament. They're going big. I'm surprised by this.
They're going full YOLO.
You know, this is the bloodlust Tiny. That's the strategy here. Gives Tiny that extra bit of attack and move speed, and makes it harder for the opponents to kite him around when he's got that. So.
Look at Hani.
Oh, jeez.
He's running mid with the cloning stuff.
This has been a day of some unusual and unorthodox strategies. We saw the Leshrac Edict Ancients. We've seen now a solo mid Ogre Magi as well. We've seen Meepo picks. Jeez. Let's go, carry Ogre.
Yep. This is weird. And what's gonna offlane? Is it gonna be offlane Mirana?
Mirana? Yeah. It looks like Mirana.
No. I don't see what an Ogre Magi does to an SF mid.
I guess the plan is you gank SF lots and like Ogre like sets things up. I'm not sure.
I do like the gyro support though. I think it's not that bad.
Okay. Well, we'll introduce our two teams here in game number 2. On the Radiant side, it is the Fluffy.Bears, the Na'Vi mixed team. We got Dendi playing the solo mid Shadow Fiend. We got Havos and a farming Bristleback. Come with me once again on the Treant Protector. Zizou playing the support Dazzle, and then finally in the offlane Orion's going to be playing the Batrider. And then for our dire side, Team Fnatic down a game against Na'Vi. We've got No-Tail on a support Gyrocopter. Boots first for him. Blyve going to be playing the Bane. We've got Trixie in the offlane and the Mirana, the Potom. Hani playing a solo mid Ogre Magi. And then finally, top lane's going to be Era playing the Tiny. Once again for the, what, like 3rd or 4th time today. This guy's played a lot of Tiny. Oh.
He loves this hero.
Yeah, he sure does, so. Gyrocopter boots first. This is going to be probably one of the more key heroes to look out for. Arise has boots of his own at top lane, so should be okay. Doesn't not.
I guess they're dual laning mid.
Yeah. So Bane Ogre, I guess will work. I mean, this is SF not farming too well for now, but Dazzle can just stack neutrals for him if he really needs to.
No. This is so... I have no words for this, gods. I've never seen this shit. So, I've seen this in Captain's Draft. Hani played Ogre in mid versus us, and I Captain's Scam.
Okay.
It's my only experience.
Never,
and I guess...
can never underestimate Fnatic to do clowny shit.
I like it though. It's fun watching.
Hey man, this in people level 1 is crippling this. SF has 0 CS? How the last hit versus people?
And calling Blade
Don't.
Ogre.
Yeah. It's calling Blade Ogre, man. Legit.
Look at him, he's gonna get this last hit.
Oh my. Oh no, SF got 1. You failed, Ogre.
Hours.
Meanwhile, Habbo's playing farming Bristle on safe lane.
Yeah.
He's actually getting a lot out of this lane.
Oh, arrow gonna hit a Voss. Careful, man. Couldn't hit an arrow to save his life last game, and this game around he's walking into him.
Yeah. She's
Well-
actually not zoning the Mirana out at all, so Mirana's gonna get so much from this lane,
Yeah.
honestly.
Yeah, so as it stands, the Dazzle SF dual lane mid, you've got more or less a tri-lane at bottom, with the Batrone's already backed off and gone back
I don't
to
know.
the jungle.
I'm really disappointed in what the Bat Rider is doing.
Chickened out.
He can lane top. Where's that? With Sticky? Like what? He can put so much pressure on, can he? Like, I don't know.
It's a... I guess the problem is... I mean, it's a gyro with boots, but Batrider did start with boots himself as well, so...
I think the best way you play offlane bat is you try and get level 2 in the offlane, because or else jungling. Look how inefficient his jungling is right now.
Yeah. Without
This is
level
horrible.
2, he's...
Yeah.
Yeah, this is just not happening.
This is horrible. This is really bad. I think Arise has no experience playing offlane bat, but this is not what you do as offlane bat. You need level 2 before you can jungle like this, or else it's you literally do
wasting your time. Like,
Yeah.
he's still level 1. He may as well suicide rather than... I mean, I guess you can't spend your gold here because you want to save up for something bigger. But he gets pulled to south, so... Jeez, he's very demanding of the support right now.
And the problem right now is look at Havost. He's getting out CS quite hard by Era's Tiny.
Okay. Lane, a lot of damage coming in the hand. Actually, that's Zizou getting very low. Shallow Grave gonna save his life. Fly. Forced to use a Nightmare just to keep himself alive. Meanwhile, bottom lane looks like Havost. Copped an arrow, but will be just fine. So mid lane, almost a kill on the Zizou. Almost saw our first blood.
This is a really fun game for Era. He's gonna get every creep kill for this.
On
Look at
that
this huge
tiny.
wave. Yeah. And I think this is partly because Bat Rider should lane top. Like, he should be laning top.
Yeah, there's just no pressure whatsoever. This opens up a lot of room for Fnatic, not just in the top lane, but these other lanes as well. The supports can just move in on this mid lane, which is what we see the Bane having done from the start, and Gyrocopter's poking his nose around as well. Trying to find any potential initiation.
Looking at bottom, they might be going on Trixie.
Close, yeah. They're going to try to pull this one up. He
He's
misses
dead.
the arrow, and this is Tricky dead. First blood as well, so Bristleback picks it up.
Yeah, that kind of helped them out. The first blood kind of closes the gap between Era and
Yep.
Havost.
Alrighty, well, we got Fly. With a smoke here, you can look to kind of start considering going for a smoke gank on one of these lanes. Question is, where do you actually look to go? Ogre, level 4.5, about to be level 5, so could have some killing power on Dendi here, but Dendi's always got this backup. The Dazzle's just been camping in mid lane, keeping him alive and well protected.
Yep. And then finally, like the SF thing on Radiant, even if he gets dual lane like this, I think Dendi's gonna farm insanely fast.
Yeah.
So once he gets his level 7, especially once you hit that level of 5, 6, or 7, I think Dendi can just go and jungle and give the lane up to a support maybe, and he's gonna go the normal Midas route. I still don't understand this Ogre mid though.
It's a bit clowny, or like, yeah, it just feels straight up clowny. They get the Observer on the high ground now, and this Ogre Magi is not going to have much luck getting any kills. I feel like when you pick up something like an Ogre Magi and you're up against an SF, you're expecting to get kills, and like the Bane's rotated him once, you've seen Mirana even coming as well, but every time these rotations gets wasting Fnatic's time. And they're making Ogre less and less useful because he's not getting those kills, not getting those levels.
The tree's not being as effective as he was last game. I think it's partly just because he's safe laning. He's getting quite a bit of levels though, comparatively. He's the highest level support right now. Yeah, No Tail's level 3. He's level 4. He's gonna hit level 5 soon. Tree. He's stacking the camps for the Bat Raider.
Yeah, but this is what the Bat Rider really needs. Like, he's actually 1,200 gold, so it's not looking too bad for him, but I do worry it's going to be potentially go from what's currently okay to worse if he does go down and doesn't get this Blink Dagger up as fast as possible, so for now. Dewarding happening in the mid lane as Fnatic get the Observer Ward as well as sentries there. They can't deward right now.
They're smoking mid.
These sentries are in range of the Observer Ward, but Dendi brought down low. There is going to be double raises coming out. Hani backs off and doesn't want to hang around too much longer. They will get these dewards now.
They might be smoking. Yeah, I think they're gonna try and smoking mid with the supports. They're kind of hesitating though. I think it's probably the lane is getting pushed out. But
Yeah, it's one thing. I mean, the Bears have decent heroes to push the lanes back, but they do have to constantly keep track of it. And right now, Fnatic, they're smoked up. Through the enemy jungle they go. We haven't seen No Tail get too active or involved with this Boots first support Gyrocopter, and I feel like it is about time he has some kind of an impact.
and for some reason the both supports or both two people, they're both like smoking each other's jungle and trying to find each other, but they're each in the other jungle.
Oh, come with me. He's got no invis. Rockbrad's getting used here. The arrow going to be off the mark as well. Come with me. Just try suicide. Won't get it though. I don't know if they want to stick around and go for these ancients. Here's a Voss. He shows up as well. Fourth hero for Fnatic now on this bottom lane.
How close is Denny to Midas? He's
Dire's
still
middle tower
around
is
400
under
away.
attack.
Era has Midas, and he's up to 500. He's gonna have his tread soon as well. So Era's by far the most farmed hero on the map. He's gonna get farmed even faster every minute.
So, it seems Fnatic are just happy with the pace of this game. They're not, even with the Ogre mid, they're not too aggressively looking for these kills. They're content just to keep the Tiny farming. And as long as that doesn't change, as long as Tiny keeps getting the space, they're in no real rush to make things happen this game.
Yeah, and they can even start stacking ancients for Trixie can go, or even the support can go stack ancients occasionally.
Yep. It's going to be an Invis Ogre Magi running right into this Dazzle. Is this where the multicast start kicking? He's not quite level 7, but you get a multicast, so in the stun you get a slow coming out from the Ignite, and maybe you're getting kills here, but he's going to get up more than just Dazzle. Runs into 2-3 heroes now. And Arise, he's so low.
He should die.
Yeah. Yep, the stun will finish him off. TP out, comes a bit later, but we just fine to get out of there.
That's the funniest thing.
Radiant's
laugh?
top tower is under attack.
Yeah, the ogre laugh after he kills someone.
Yeah, that's pretty good. Arrow through.
That ward is really good. Whoever placed it, I think No Tail placed that ward. I forgot which one, but it's gonna give them a lot of map control. And that death was actually really, really big because Arise had his blink dagger.
Oh yeah.
So
Bottom lane,
dead.
Arrow after the Nightmare, the leap in as well. Havos could be in some trouble here. Gets brought down. Nicely played by Fnatic. They get themselves their 3rd kill of the game. These kills just keep on piling up bit by bit as the Bears are kind of not falling apart just yet, but getting outmaneuvered here in game number 2 of this best of 3.
It's been really good play from both Fnatic supports right now, getting the kill pickoffs. They got Come With Me, and now they got Havost. So they're doing a lot more work than they did last game, and I think that's 100% due to the heroes they have.
Yeah.
With Bane Gyro, they can do so much more than with Rubik Dazzle.
And this is a support gyro, so they're making something unconventional work without giving the Bears too much out of their draft.
One thing though is Den did pick up his Midas, so he's gonna be able to farm faster than Era with the Midas.
How much of this game will come down to Dendi, do you feel like? Is he going to be the one who must just put the rest of his team on his back, or is this going to be like a much more collaborative effort?
I think it has to be him putting the team on the back, and then occasionally with the Bat Rider and Havost doing their work. I mean, Havost is essentially just going to be there to take damage for Dendi.
Yeah, take damage and dish out a little. Could even go for something like a mech, or it looks like he may be just going for a Vanguard for now. So Drink gets
Whoa.
killed off. And
Or phase
Really good arrow there from
solo
Trixie.
kill there. Trixie now on the run here. Did leap in, but just the one goo you've been used so far. Bane gonna keep in as well now. Fly not level 6, but we'll be okay for the time being.
Dendi farmed a huge stack here. They stacked it like 4 times. They're gonna go on the Bane.
Oh yeah. Oh, bottom lane. Got in on the Bane here now. Bane fly will go down. TP's coming in. Nightmare gonna keep him alive just a little bit longer. Now Havos gets the last break. The Tini's down here. They got detection. Not sure they do. Tiny straight up as well as Avalanche. Toss dead Havos. Counter kill coming the way of Fnatic here, and they're not done just that. They want Zizou. Come with me. He's not level 6. He's got a elite seed by the looks of things, but that's about all he's got. And Zizou stunned up, brought down. Another kill going the way of Fnatic. Nice clash at bottom lane for the Fnatic squad, and now SF getting stunned up. I think it was an arrow catching him, and he's just going to wander his way back to base to heal himself back up, ready to go for the next fight.
The map control that Fnatic's getting with these kills is pretty big. It feels like they have complete control of the enemy's jungle right now. It's every time Navi's going into their jungle, or the Bears going into their jungle, they're just dying. But then he gets another stack. It's insane.
This guy's just like stacks for days and days. Treads, Midas, anything on...
Oh, they're trying to smoke gank him. This is going to be a really good smoking if they get it off.
Oh, is he going to walk into him though? He's got to back up. He's going for a BKB by the looks of things, and may walk directly towards these heroes here. Dazzle right on his tail, or right in front of his tail.
Honey has a Midas.
On
Okay.
Ogre Magi. Okay. Well, this hero does benefit a lot from the levels. Like, more... Like, the farm's not bad, but getting to just all these levels as well is quite a crucial thing.
Doesn't hurt. Midas is a Midas.
We've seen Crystal Maidens get Midas. We've seen it all here. As we do see have No Tail against Scattered Alibi. They'll bring down the homing missile to start things off.
Trixie is playing really well this game. He died once, but his laning, he has the same CS as the safe lane Bristle. Obviously it's because he 1v1'd him.
Down the river he goes, picks up a regen rune, fires an arrow, gets his team some vision. Not going to find too much. With the Batright having Blink here, I feel like the Bears need to make more happen on the map. They need to use this Blink for some lasso kills. Just general...
Oh,
just...
Era?
Catch it with fire!
Oh, they've got the lasso and they bring down Tiny here. So
To shadow.
That was a very big kill.
that's a key hero that you do not want to have going down.
Navi still can, like, do well, like, with the SF, once he gets his
Dire's
BKB,
top tower is under
SF
attack.
is scary. Like, he's like BKB SF and he's going to be king of the castle. Tiny is not going to be all that farm by the time that comes up. And now, rotation towards top. It's going to be just the support Gyrocopter who does go for the arcane boots here. He's gone for the, well, not max homing missile, but has 2 points in the homing missile, 3 in the rocket barrage, and we'll see this bottom lane slightly under siege.
Dire's middle
Here
tower
comes the
is
Bane,
under
Nightmare to
attack.
start, arrow to follow, come with me. Maybe in trouble, but there's the TP response. Avos can be the first one, unable to really do anything to lock him down, but it's a blink in from the Batrider. Any detection doesn't look like it. They've got no way to actually see the Bane, but here comes actually backup from Fnatic. Tiny's reappeared, and do they actually go back in here? Avos is the one you want tanking most of this damage. He's on the kind of the front lines here. Cooldown going to be used here.
oh, great arrow.
Zizou will be brought down. That's a good way to start the fight. No more Graves here, and they're going to lose Trine as well. Ares used the full combo, brings down 2 for his team. Or at least helps to bring down a 2nd for his team. And it's going to be just a rise. Blinking in for some casual harass with a flame break. Not
They're gonna man up on this.
Radiant's
gonna
top
die.
tower is under attack.
Looks like he may. Doing a lot of damage to Avos. Avos gets hit by the homing missile. Tiny nearby. Avalanche, Tiny toss in, into a stun.
That was
Gets
so
the kill.
bossy from the lost.
Yeah, man, that's Havos for you. Fnatic still 4 heroes bottom, even after losing the Gyrocopter. They may keep on fighting. This is a support Gyro as well. Hani sees a rise blink away in front of his own eyes. And what?
Yeah, it was a bit too bossy. They're trying to get the kill for a support Gyro. He ran into like 3 or 4 heroes and he died. Still, Dendi, does he have his BKB? Oh, he's very close. He's around 1k away from his BKB, which he should be able to get with these 2 camps here.
Radiant's middle tower is
Okay.
under attack.
They've still got Zizou farming at the top lane, so getting their support some level, some farm where possible, and it just feels like Navi's lamp can't really do a whole lot. This last big bristleback is just not really impressing me. I don't know if it's the bristleback that's to blame, or if it's just the way this game's developing.
Radiant's bottom
I
tower
think
is under
the laning
attack.
phase was had he had to solo Mirana because he had no help from his supports in the laning
Yeah.
phase. Besides that once when Comity came, so I think that
Radiant's
partly
bottom tower
he just
is under attack.
they're aiming him every time. Like if you notice, all their ganks have been towards him.
Dyer's top
They tried
tower
one
is
gank
under
towards
attack.
Dundee and it didn't work out. But besides that, Dundee has basically had no
Radiant's bottom tower is
no
under
one's
attack.
no Fnatic hasn't ganked Dundee once this game, it feels like.
Well, that's the worry. Like, you put a decent amount of effort into slowing down and staying down the bristleback, you not the SF. And now top lane, Arrow's gonna get caught again. Tiny in some trouble, still alive for now. Nice stun toss. He actually tosses one of them away. Her boss is gonna come in, should be able to finish off Arrow. One more quill spray does the job. Be careful not to back off here. Dandy gets a good Reckoner Souls, now gets speed script up. Is there anything to cancel his need? Overgrowth is not there. No poison touch as well. Dandy's still got plenty of HP. He's going to fight his way out. He's going to bring down Fly, now getting graved up. Didn't actually need it, at least not yet. Shadow Wave Peel going to come in as well, and they do get 2 kills out of it. Homing Missile destroyed. And now it could be No Tail trapped above the tower. Not to mention Mirana trapped under this top tier 1 tower.
They saw that he has no ward or TP on him.
There's a leap for the Mirana, leap above, and the problem is, now they're both, he just led them to No Tail. Oh no, what
poor
were you
No Tail.
thinking, Trixie?
Dyer's top tower
No Tail was
is
like
under
finally
attack.
hiding and somewhat safe here, and now instead of just losing Trixie, they're going to lose No Tail as well. I don't know if that was entirely necessary.
That was game losing that fight top. I thought Fnatic had a pretty big advantage, but not a big advantage, but they have a little bit of lead, and after that,
Dyer's middle tower is under
doesn't
attack.
look that good for them.
And there's your SFBKB, so this is going to make these fights even trickier now for Fnatic. So much of their damage is just magic damage. Their right click is pretty non-existent, at least until we see a Tiny with Ag Scepter. Mirana is going for a Tread Midas, but yeah, no damage
If you
output
check
just
out Fnatic's heroes, they actually have 3 Midases. I think that's what they're aiming for. They have the 3 Midas.
yet. Oh, wow, this is something. So yeah, Trixie, Era, and Hani all with the Midases, and
I don't know. It seems like that top fight, since they got the tower and so many kills, it's up. Right now, Navi can just go 5-man, I think, or Bears can just go 5-man. I don't know what Fnatic can really do to stop it.
Gyrocop, like the AoE cooldown's not bad, but it's just not enough damage, I feel. Maybe combining it with heroes like the Tiny. They're going to go for this pure mid tower, an immediate retreat from the Bears. They don't want to hang around too much longer. They do have numbers here in the mid lane with 3 heroes here. It looks like Batrod actually going to keep himself bottom, so won't see too much more of him. And Treant, though, going to join up, be the 4th hero near this mid lane. So may see a smoke towards bottom lane if that's where the Batrod TP. We'll have to wait and see.
Havos actually got a mech. He's very close to the mech, but because of the top fight in tower, he got most of the mech. So once with this mech as
Dyer's
well,
top tower
he's going to
is
be
under
incredibly
attack.
tanky. And look at No Tail's HP. He's 700 HP or close to 800 HP, and he's just going to die so fast in these fights.
Yep. We'll see what the plan for No Tail will be.
I don't know if Gyro needs the mana boots, honestly.
The other thing, it's just like how much his
Dyer's
gyro
top
spells
tower
really
is
taper
under
off. They're
attack.
fantastic the first 5 minutes of the game, but then they just get weaker and weaker as the game goes on. We see there that cooldown doing absolutely nothing. Her boss still so tanky, still so much HP. He's going for a mech to go with his Vanguard. He's got the living armor. He's got the cutaway pills. He's got so much to keep him alive. And now the
Dyer's
tier
middle
1
tower
tower
is
mid
under
lane. It looks
attack.
like that's going to be the first taking
Radiant's bottom tower is under
in game
attack.
2 for Na'Vi as far as his mid lane's concerned. That's their
Dyer's
second tower of the
middle
game
tower
though.
has fallen.
And Honey's going for, I guess, Ags. Probably. Yeah, probably Ags. It's one of the few Midas ogres I've ever seen in competitive. I think the only
Midas
Midas
Aghanim's Ogre. This is okay. I'm not convinced by it, but at the same time, he's done pretty well this game.
Those 2 deaths on Era have hurt him quite a bit. He had complete
Yeah.
free farm at the start, and now he has his Ags is still like he's gonna have kind of a late Ags compared just overall farm wise, and Dendy's up like has a 3k lead on him.
Well, that's where I guess Na'Vi looked at this game and thought, why do we need to gank a solo mid ogre? Let's put all our
Dyer's
attention and
bottom
efforts
tower
into
is
ganking the
under
Tiny.
attack.
And we're seeing the aftermath of that, where Tiny is getting a pretty slow item progression, whereas
Radiant's
Ogre has
middle
items, but
tower
he's
is
an Ogre
under
end of the day.
attack.
He's only going to be able to do so much, especially with everything being magic based.
Navi's just go back and farm after. Fnatic, I think they saw like 1 or 2 TPs, and then as soon as they saw the TPs, they're like, "Oh, screw this, we're just gonna go farm." And Arise is doing a really good job right now. he had a rough level 1. I think level 1 and 2, his jungling wasn't that good, but after that, he's been getting some really good pickoffs, and especially on Era. So, Barrett just, I don't think Bad's lost a game today.
Radiant's
That's a good
bottom
hero.
tower is under
There's a
attack.
good reason he got. Do you think the nerf in 6.81 with the mana cost is gonna make him see less play, or is it just not? I mean, I don't think he needs a massive nerf, but like, how big a nerf do you think that mana cost was?
I think it's gonna
Dire's
hurt
middle
him
tower
a
is
little
under
bit.
attack.
I mean, you already have mana problems. I think you have to go bottle now,
Yeah.
and
Return of the arcane boots back.
once you get the 4 staff, I think you'll have enough mana. But I think you need the bottle.
you have to farm
So-
even more now as Bat Rider, which is not really ideal.
Dire's top
So you can go the
tower
tranquil
is
boots. I
under
think you need
attack.
tranquils, then the blink, and then you probably need a bottle and a 4 staff as well. So
Yep. Well, we'll see the tier 2 tower going now. Na'Vi just going from tower to tower. Fnatic just can't fight.
Dire's top tower has
I
fallen.
don't know what to say, but Fnatic, they had a good start. They got some momentum, but now we look at the Tiny, who's still working on an Aghanim Scepter. 250 away from it, but you have Dendi this farmed, so far ahead of him.
I think they also haven't stacked that many times for him on the Ancients.
Yeah.
If this I felt this game, if Era had like maybe a 3 or 4 stack, they could maybe have won. Like they could maybe come back, but right now it seems really hard for them.
Arrow towards mid. That was with a Moonlight Shadow being used as well, so Fnatic not going to make much more of that.
Denny's actually running Butterfly. Looks like
That's a scary thought.
he's
Is
gonna have like,
butterfly satanic type build here maybe, or
yep. I think he can just go, yeah, anything honestly with after the Butterfly, even getting the Helm of the Dominator and then getting, just getting a Helm. You don't need the Satanic, and just going like a Daedalus or something.
Daedalus. Skadi. Skadi not bad against Tiny, I guess.
Especially because they have the Dazzle heal. I think he
Yeah.
can go like the extreme burst damage build because
Illusion!
he's gonna get a lot of armor on him, and then he's also gonna get graved. And they also have a mech with the, so they have so much heal for the SF.
No tell. He pokes his head past the Roshan pit, but he's not going for this one. He knows that's
Dire's bottom
risky
tower
stuff and not
is
going to
under
happen on
attack.
his own. So, bottom lane it is. That's the next target for Na'Vi.
Dire's
They just
top
up their
tower
SS
He has
is
Butterfly up.
fortified.
Oh, they've caught Tiny. They've got the lasso into a 4-star. They pull Tiny away. The SF will finish him off. Yes, they do. No BKB from Teddy. He's going to get blown up. He gets the BK off just in time. Is there a Requiem who's going to turn? One raise. 2 rays not going to land. Just gets the 1 raise. The bot's still chasing. Wants no tail maybe now instead. They'll focus down the tower instead. And all the heals coming in. The living armor, the Shadow Wave's doing
Dire's
so much
bottom
work
tower
here.
has fallen.
Blink forward. Rise actually trapped it here. Voss is now in the middle of things. He's going to slow up No Tail. No Tail will go down. 2 heroes dead.
Dire's
Tier 2
bottom
tower now
is
exposed.
under attack.
It looks like Na'Vi will bring down a tier 2 as well as a tier 1 and a big convincing team fight, including a kill on the Fnatic Tiny player.
That was big. Fnatic is just falling apart right now.
Dire's
These
bottom
tiny deaths
tower
have hurt
has
Arrow so
fallen.
much.
Yeah.
He was doing the stack. Like,
He's not had the most consistent day. It has been like 2 best of 3s in a row, but hey, you're going to be able to play that volume of matches at a tournament like this. And now we look towards tier 3 tower being sieged on. Havos takes the arrow. He's still got mech though, and may just pop that and then look to go back in. This tier 3 tower getting low now. Fnatic going to have respawns on the Tiny. The grip is there on Havos. Havos, he's dead. There's no way out of this one. The Grave sticking alive just that little bit longer. Havos, can he
He's gonna get
survive
mech
this? The
off
mech
as
is there as well. He heals back up. He's escaped this one. The Tiny going low here. Havos, he finally ends up going down. The Bat Rider bringing him down. Dendi now getting low. Pops a Requiem of Souls. That gets Trixie low on the Mirana. Dendi now healed up by the Shadow Wave. 2 heroes hit on the Fnatic side. Just the Bristleback going down. And Dendi's still being
Radiant's
healed.
middle tower
Pops a
is
minus
under
and he's
attack.
like, come on guys, let's keep going. Nope, let's take the Ancient stack. Let's go steal this tiny Ancient stack.
Havos tanked so much HP, so much damage in that fight. It was actually insane. They used like all of his spells on him, and he still like almost lived.
And the amount of Quill Spray use he got as well, just doing so much AoE damage to Fnatic. It was just scary to think about.
Yep. Really wonder what item Dendi's gonna pick up.
Up to
Probably the
2.7k gold now, and we'll see exactly what it's going to be. He passes his bottle over to the Bat Rider. Bat Rider takes his bottle, picks up the haste rune, and this
Yeah, I
will
think
open some
that's good.
space up in Dendi's inventory.
That's a really good decision there, because Bat Rider with haste is probably the best hero in the game if you think about it.
Oh,
Same.
it's the whole reason you get Mask of Madness on the hero, why
Yeah.
that got popular, because movement speed is so important on Bat Rider, so. They may
I
just
think-
look to fight again really soon. He picks up Boots of Travel now. So speaking of movement speed, he's got pretty good movement speed, but the haste rune's going to be perfect for him.
They're just gonna go down mid. Right after it. Oh, Dendi's actually going assault, it looks like.
Oh, okay. I think it's a decent choice. Negate a lot of this Tiny's damage and just... I mean, they've got physical damage. This Bristleback actually does decent
Trixie.
physical damage, so... They've used the haste rune, not going to go for this, so homing missile coming out, so... Yeah, worth a shot. Why not?
Honestly, it feels like Dendi can just get any item right now. And
Yeah.
he'll be doing...
Any viable tier 3, tier 4 damage item is going to be fine. Manta, well, he's got the butterfly. Manta, Skadi, Satanic, the Assault Crest, Daedalus, like anything really is just buy items, win game.
And Hani actually picks up his axe. See how potent this is.
On the on the Ogre Magi, he gets the extra stun, the unrefined Fire Blast. So
He's gonna run out of mana quite soon.
I'm
His
not
mana
con-
pool's so low.
I'm not
Radiant's
convinced
top
about
tower is under
the
attack.
Solomid Ogre. I got to tell you, Boba,
Dire's middle tower is under attack.
it's a bit suspect.
I don't
I
know,
would-
man.
I would say this is as questionable as the EGM Ancient Celestial.
How about the support tinker
Yeah,
from Pi? Pi Die.
I would rank that as being better than either of what we've seen here.
I guess.
I don't know.
I guess I see the idea kind of, but I don't know. His mana pool's so
Roshan
low.
has fallen
Yeah.
to the Radiant.
It's honestly hard to like. You have to like just hope that you get the good procs off in the mid to late game.
And the other thing is, it's not just like they didn't just run a Solomid Ogre, they also ran like a support Gyrocopter who's been unable to do too much. They went super unconventional with this draft, and it's just not paying off. Fnatic have played well, but I feel like their drafting has just
Radiant's top tower
gotten the
is
best
under
of them more
attack.
than their actual play.
Radiant structures are fortified.
Dendi has his AC up right after this tower if he gets the last hit.
Tiny's trying to push down and go for a counter push top, but Na'Vi just
Dire's
aren't having any
middle
of it. Then
tower
you
is
get to
un-
tier
Dire's
2.
middle tower
Like you say,
has
that's his
fallen.
Assault Crest, and
He's gonna.
They aren't
Yeah,
even-
he's up to 800
Radiant's
gold per
top
minute,
tower is
close to
under
it.
attack.
they're not even defending
Radiant's
top.
top
Na'Vi just
tower
want to
has
break mid.
fallen.
Surprised they're going mid. This bottom tier 3 is already so freaking low, but nonetheless, they do not want to go for that bottom tower.
Late.
Dendi now. Soul Crash, I think, coming out in just a
Dire's
second here. And have
structures
Vost and him
are
on the front line.
fortified.
Dazzle.
Radiant's
Finally,
top tower
they're
is
gonna
under attack.
just be able to push mid. The Aegis, and there's gonna be a Shiva's up soon on Havos too.
Dendi cops an arrow. Doesn't really bother him too much. He's got more than enough heals with the living armor. And this is just a matter of time. Batrider will
Radiant's
find a
top
pickup with the
tower
lasso,
has
and then it's going to be a 5v4. And then, well, your SF Bristleback just get to work on the Raptors. Get to work on the tier 3 tower.
Radiant's top
There's your
tower
cooldown. They
is
were doing
under
anything to
attack.
defend here. Only going to hit Havos, and Havos, well, he's full HP still. There's your Batrider. He's got the lasso. Gets stunned up, though. Orion will go down. Drops a gem as well.
Radiant's
Nicely
top
played
tower
there. They got
is
the
under
chain stun there.
attack.
The Ogre Magi managing to bring down the Batrider. He was just not fast enough on the escape.
Radiant's
To buy
top
back,
tower
just keeping
has
in as well. The
fallen.
chase is on. Fnatic.
Radiant's
3-2-2.
top
Commit to
barracks
this.
are under
2-2.
attack.
Invisibility.
Wow.
No.
Tiny with the tier 3 tower. Batrider forced to buy back because of that. Now the chase is on. They're trying to stop these TPs. Dendi turns around with the BKB. Right clicking on Trixie. There's no leap for a couple of seconds. Trixie 1 second till leap. The right click gets disjointed. Trixie gets out of there. Meanwhile, the Tiny at bottom lane hasn't brought down the racks or anything. Did get the tier 3 tower. Fnatic not out of this one. This one just yet.
Yeah, Rise kind of threw that away. He
Radiant's top
actually gave
barracks
up a
are
gem.
under attack.
That was questionable. But Na'Vi say, look, man, we're not going to let you throw. We're going mid. We've got this Aegis and a Voss. Let's get this tier 3 tower. Let's get this Raxes. Do it the done, tried and tested way. Let's just play it safe. Let's not go for any big plays like that. We don't need to make those plays.
Dire's middle tower has
Ignite's
fallen.
just flying all over the place. Dendi actually getting stunned up here. He's going to need maybe a grave here. He's got no Aegis on himself. Era goes in with the BKB, right around Dendi. The grave a bit early here. Dendi is low. They may just try to finish him off after this grave wears off. Dendi going to get a Requiem off. No, he actually blows up. There's no Requiem cast there. The Bristleback goes down in the end now, but that's your Aegis being procced in. Buyback from the Shadow Fiend. They really want to end this game now. Dendi TPs towards the mid lane. They want to try and end this. Go for these mid-Raptors. Can they do this? Are they investing too much? Fnatic, they're all low. 3 or 4 heroes sitting on like half HP or less, and then you're going to rejoin this push shortly, but really
I'm not
risky
sure if
stuff.
the Aegis was like
Dire's
idea on
middle
Havos
barracks are
over
under
putting on
attack.
SF.
I have no idea why he took it over Dendy. He's the tanky one. Oh, this time's the triple multicast coming out on Dendy. He just can't fight into this. Avos now taking heavy damage. There's a blink, there's an overgrowth. You focus the Rax, you focus the heroes. Looks like they want to go and always want to fly. He gets woken up from the nightmare, brought down to start the fight. Double buybacks coming from the Gyrocopter and the Bane. And it looks like Na'Vi happy to retreat off, heal up. Everyone's still full HP. Not to mention Batrider Lasso coming up in 10 seconds. So if Fnatic aren't careful, they're going to be walking into this Lasso, and that's going to be problematic for them. There's a Bristleback picking up a Shiver's Guard. And Na'Vi getting closer and closer to breaking through the Fnatic defense. Tier 3 towers taken in both bottom and middle lane. Raxes are exposed. Raxes have even taken damage in in the mid lane. Sorry, bottom tier 3 tower still up, but as good as dead, sitting on 170 HP.
Yeah. It's funny you said always want to fly there.
Getting so confused, man. It's late here. I'm tired as all hell, Bulba.
Me too,
I don't know
dude.
how I'm still awake.
That's just pretty funny. But yeah, like you said, I felt they would have just won the stream straight up if Dendy had Aegis there.
Yeah, I kind of agree. Well, at the same time, they may have won the game straight up if Batrider didn't just... Well, if he didn't do that, like if he got the lasso kill and they pulled someone away and killed him, then yeah, they win the game. Alternatively, he just had to play a bit more conservatively.
Honestly, Hani's doing a lot of work in these fights. I underestimated it. He's actually doing insane damage.
It's pretty crazy. If he hits the multicast, you roll the dice and you come up big. You bring SF down from like full HP to half HP instantly if you get like a triple or quad multicast. And then you combine that with the
Dire's
second
top
Fire
tower
Blast,
is
it's
under
even more
attack.
damage output.
No, it's if they can just get a really good multicast off and then get a good arrow off on Dendy as well, it's really pretty sick. They can burst him down. Especially against like the really lucky ones where he gets the multis on both his Fire Blast and the other spell. I'm surprised he has a mana pool for this though.
Yep, well, back towards the mid lane. Na'Vi go once again. This time no split push top from the Tiny to worry about. Still no Aegis up for a couple of minutes, but I don't think Na'Vi seem to worry about this. They're smoked up, seeing behind the boss. The boss taking heavy damage. There's a Grave seeing behind him. They're going to wait for this one. No Grave being used. The Overgrowth comes too late, and this is going to be Tiny now on the front lines getting focused down. He gets helped out. Bristleback going to go down here. The Requiem not coming just yet. Dandy looking for it now. Gets the first Requiem off. I say first because he may go down in a second. If he does, there'll be a second one. No one dead on the Fnatic side. Now the Gyrocopter goes down. Tiny's still fighting. He's brought down the third hero. Triple kill for Era. Can he make it an ultra kill? The toss is there. There's your ultra kill from Era. Na'Vi have just overextended so horribly and have just given Fnatic an open door back into this game.
I can't believe this, but the solo mid ogre is it's freaking owning. Holy shit!
He's level 16 now. His damage output's going to keep
He's actually
insane.
owning. Holy shit! Surprised.
He's 1-0-9, but it feels like he's done a hell of a lot here. I mean, that's an impressive score in itself. So Hani, I mean, you said it earlier. It feels like Hani is like the most consistent player in this team and making kind of the biggest plays, and it really does feel like this way with the Fnatic team.
Oh, the unrefined blast got changed. It's the percent of the mana now. I didn't know that.
Yeah, so you always have, even at 0 mana, you can always use a stun.
That's pretty sick.
Nice, yeah.
I have faith in the Hani ideas, dude. I had faith in the little bit gods. Come on now, you had no faith in that. Now,
I had
it.
little. Wait,
Yeah,
with the unrefined blast, you can't actually multicast the unrefined fire blast, can you?
I think you should. Shouldn't you be able to?
I'm not. Yeah, I guess you can. No, I was thinking for some reason you can't. So, in theory, you want to wait till you're like low on mana before you start using it. Because right now it costs him 600 mana to use an unrefined fire blast. So you got to like wait till you're low mana before you start throwing them around.
Okay.
That's how I see this working. I don't know. Okay, so you can multicast them, but
I don't know. I haven't played this hero.
it's freaking
Forgive me.
weird. Yeah.
I wonder what item he gets next. Possibly a Shiva's. What do ogres get after Ags? Bloodstone?
Yeah, if you want the mana pool, you go Bloodstone, or I mean, do you even go Hex at this stage, or is that a bit preemptive?
Hex
know
is
about
a
Hex.
possibility. You can like kick someone, use your blast on someone else, stun someone else, 3 disables.
You have so much lockdown in these fights, and I feel this is where Like, Batrider needs a BK. He's going Yule Scepter. I would have much preferred to see a Rise pick up a BKB. I think BKB is almost essential against the Ogre, especially.
Yeah. So, Trixie, Era as well, and here kind of caught up. Trixie was kind of underfarmed, but now he has 2.1k. He's gonna have his Mjolnir soon, and once he gets that Mjolnir, he can just put it on the Tiny before he gets BKB.
Yeah.
And it's gonna own.
Now we're going to be off the mark here. There's going to be a Ignite tossed out.
I'm not sure if AC was the best item purchase here. I think Daedalus might have been better. I'm not sure entirely. Because Craggy is actually screwing up Dendi quite a bit. When he's attacking the Ogre,
Yeah.
he's getting Craggied after his BKB is down. And Dendi's BKB is down to 6 seconds as well. So,
Unfortunately, in these fights, Dazzle just unable to get off some much-needed shallow graves. The last couple, well, that last fight, a couple were opportunities. First the Bristleback, and secondly the Shadow Fiend, neither of which getting graved up.
yeah.
Fnatic now move out. I think they're suspicious of a Roshan here. Na'Vi is smoked. They're actually going to go pick up the double damage room. They may go into this pit. This could be disastrous. Arrow going to scout Havos. Actually hits Havos. Now there's going to be a cooldown as well. Dendi walks outside of it. Havos still okay. Has living armor. Will back off. Meanwhile on the high ground, that's actually the Dazzle taking a lot of damage. He's going to be forced back. The mech going to be used as well. So both teams disengaged. Luckily for Na'Vi, they do not lose anyone. That could have gone quite catastrophically for them if they weren't careful.
Yeah. I wonder what, I feel Batrider should get a BKB right now. He's
Yeah.
going Yules
I-
for some reason.
Totally agree, but decided against that. And another arrow going to come in. This one actually hits Roshan, helping out Na'Vi. Dendi with a double damage rune about to wear up. They're committed to this one, and they're going to get Roshan. No time for Fnatic to respond.
Roshan has fallen to the
Down picked up.
Radiant.
Batrider blinking after, looking for the Mirana, but not going to find him.
Yeah. They put it on they put the Aegis on Dendi this time. I think it's a lot better.
Yep.
And hopefully, I mean, hopefully that this fight we can see a few more multicasts. They're always enjoyable. Honey's up to like 4.5k gold though. I wonder what he's gonna buy still.
Are you
He's
a
just saving for a
gambler,
buyout.
Sam? You hit up the casino at all?
Not that much. But
What about last year's TI3 boot camp? Like with Liquid, you're in Vegas, man. You have to go to the casino.
I went once and I lost like $50, and then I just stopped.
So you wouldn't make a very good Ogre Magi.
No. Who knows? I mean, I haven't played the hero like since the change happened.
It's one of those like really like random heroes you just don't expect to see come out, and of course it's a team like Fnatic who they've got the balls to do it. Range Rex looks like it may go down. It's down to about 150 HP, and the homing missile have to be dealt with as well. But this is just slowly sieging now. This is a lot safer from Na'Vi. Not wanting to make too many mistakes out of it. Who's going to be next here? Looks like another homing missile comes out. Havos dodges that one. This range track should go down now. Then you can just walk up, get 1 or 2 more right clicks off. Does have to worry a bit about getting jumped. As meanwhile, the Batrider still trying to search for that lasso.
The Bloodlust on the Tiny is helping quite a bit.
Yeah,
He's attacking. So
I think they
fast.
wouldn't pick the Ogre if they didn't have the Tiny. Like, this is like some nice late game synergy. Like the Ogre alone is actually doing a lot of damage here, but combined with the Bloodlust Tiny in the late game, it's fantastic.
Yeah.
Dire's middle
Batrider,
barracks has fallen.
I wonder who he can lasso right now. Like, if they can burst whoever they can lasso.
Do you even consider the Ogre, or Ogre's not bad?
I think Hani's playing so well in this. He's like, his positioning is really good. He's always in the back, and then when the fight starts, then he goes in. Because I think if they burst the Ogre, it's actually really big.
I
He
mean,
does
at
have
the
firepower.
end of the day, any hero they can find. Like, the only hero who I wouldn't want to lasso is the Gyrocopter, but killing off Bane, killing off Mirana, these heroes actually do decent damage. Mirana's hitting hard.
Dire's
Now they're going to go
bottom
now
tower
towards this bottom
has
lane.
fallen.
I like how they're focusing the range reactors, just knowing that these range reactors don't have any HP regen, and they're just so much easier to bring down. They're just chipping away one by one at range reactors, not going for the melee ones. And it sounds like counterintuitive, but it's kind of working out well for them.
I feel like with the Aegis, once the Aegis goes down, I mean, they need to force something right now before the Aegis
This
goes
Aegis
down.
still has tons of time left, though, I'm pretty sure. Got like a good 3 minutes left.
Yeah,
Plus.
so they can keep pressuring with this up.
They're fine. They've actually got a full 3 minutes on this Aegis still.
And maybe get a good lasso off.
They're going to get another, at least a ranged Rax out of this Aegis, and possibly even more. There we go. Back in. They haven't even used the glyph yet. Fnatic are trying to save this one.
Dire's
Melee Rax
bottom
now going to be
barracks
maybe the
has
next
fallen.
target, but... Yeah. Navi say we'll take your ranged Raxes. It's not as important as the melee Raxes, but the main thing is these Raxes now are so exposed. Any misstep from Fnatic and they just lose these melee Raxes.
Dendy's up to 7k. He's actually...
That's another scary thought. Daedalus maybe going to be coming in. I mentioned the item earlier. Maybe time for that arrow going to go through. Doesn't catch anyone. The cooldowns there. Havos taking heavy damage. He's got the mech there. Should be a Grave to keep him alive in just a second. Grave comes in now. Maybe a little bit too early, but so hard to time that. Batrider blinks himself out of there. Dendy on the front lines with BKB now expired. He's actually going to focus on an arrow. They don't have vision for this maybe. The Craggy's owning Dendy as well. He can't actually fight. Now the Requiem going to come out as well. The Tossle cancel. Dendy's going to go down. It looks like throwing some raises. No Requiem for you. Dazzle going to grave himself up. Maybe going to create some space for Dendy here, but nope, they're back. They want Dendy again. Dendy, Requiem not happening. Era gets low, but not even brought down. The Talisman of Evasion combined with the Craggy just owning Dendy there, and now Zizou should go down. Can he hide this one? Maybe goes for a suicide. He'll suicide.
By what right?
Still drops a gem, and that's what the main thing that matters there. The gem going to be picked up probably by the Ogre, who Quelling Blade dropped on the ground. That Quelling Blade for Hani paid for its weight in gold.
This, like, the amount of stuns right now on Fnatic's team is so much, like... It seems like everyone in Navi is just getting disabled over and over again.
Dendy just needs to buy a new BKB almost, it feels like.
Radiant's middle
He's bought
tower is under
a
attack.
Demon Head, so...
Radiant's middle
Monkey
tower
King
has
Bar,
fallen.
I think Monkey King Bar for the evasion, or do you think he's going to go Daedalus?
Who has...
Radiant's
Yeah, I
mighty
think he
has
might
a-
need
is under
MKB.
attack.
I think he needs an MKB. With that item. Because he's already getting
Radiant's
Craggy.
middle tower has
And
fallen.
with the Craggy... If he needs to be able to kill the Tiny within the BKB.
Yeah, that Tiny
That's
came so close to dying a few times, but not quite enough of Batrider prowling forward, and... Oh, they've caught Gyro. And they may just let him die, but Tiny wants to come back in and help out. Yule Scepter being used offensively here, and the Flame Break not going to do enough damage here, so no kill. We'll back off safely for the time being. Flame Break, no multicast just yet. The arrow are going to fall with a Fiend Strip. Havos in all sorts of trouble. Has a Mech Initiative guard. Will get graved up. He's going to bring down one. He brings down the Gyrocopter. He can run and still survive. A bad decision from Fnatic. They should not have gone for that. Overgrowth Airballs. Oh, please, come with
They
me.
can still kill the Era.
Yeah, they've got another sentry now. Era now in
Dire's
trouble.
bottom
Pops the
barracks are under
BKB.
attack.
They'd love to have the overgrowth right now, but Era going to turn around and try and fight. He wants a Voss. He's taking heavy damage. Has buyback if he goes down. It looks like he may need to use it. Come with me. Tanks an arrow. Down goes your Tiny. Immediate buyback coming out. Navi do not want to get too ahead of themselves. Dagon being purchased by your Ogre Magi.
Dire's bottom
This is
barracks are under attack.
manly play coming out from the Hani Ogre Magi.
I'm in awe.
Everyone right
That's
now
so
wants to be
good.
Hani, I'll tell you that.
Dire's
This is
bottom
a fun.
barracks
This is
are
really
under
fun,
attack.
honestly. He's just chilling in the back, just throwing every stun.
He's throwing lots of spells. Like, I mean, yeah, it's the stuns more than anything. Like, his actual damage output's not bad, but it's like Navi are getting tankier and tankier. Like, the Bristleback just eats up the damage for the most part. So.
Yeah, once he gets his Dagon 4 or 5 or whatever, it's gonna be insane his damage output.
He's still got 2k gold on top of all this, is the really scary thing. He'll have buyback for this next fight, which is probably pretty crucial at this stage. And looking at this buyback, no buyback for Havos, but Dendy, yes. Mirana and Batrider also yeses.
I feel Batrider, if he had a useful BKB this game, it would have been a lot easier for Navi.
That,
for the
yeah,
Bears.
that was a big
Dire's top
mistaken
tower
item
is
choice.
under
He
attack.
could go back for it now. He's got 2.4k gold, so
Because with the BKB, you can just run in no matter what, and even if like you get gripped or something, whatever happens, like there's a huge threat, and you don't get like stunned or anything.
maybe you get grip, but generally when he goes in, it's not the grip that's killing him, it's the Ogre Magi direct stun, combined with other heroes. And now there is going to be a smoke forward. The Treant, Living Armor, keeping the, oh not Living Armor, the Nature's Guides, keeping them invis here. Fnatic do have a gem, that's on the Gyrocopter. They're going to Moonlight Shadow in.
Dire's top tower
There's
is
Sentry
under
Wards on the
attack.
Radiant side. They need to pop him down, or at least hold tight by him. Batrider on the retreat. He's got no... I don't think there's any Radiant Gem at the moment. They've got no detection here. They're going to get Zizou stunned up as well as the Batrider. Zizou may just go down. No dazzle for this fight. Batrider gets to blink out. Leap forward here. This is a gutsy play from Trixie, but it's still Na'Vi on the retreat here. Dendy may have to use his BKB. Doesn't get hit by the arrow avalanche on cooldown for 5 more seconds. Dendy
Oh, what
gets
an
out of there,
over-
but there's an overgrowth. Gonna cover their retreat.
Dyer's
Come with me,
bottom
TP's out.
barracks
That was so
Nicely
legit.
played.
Come with me. Wow.
That was clutch, because Treant ulti has a really short cooldown, so it's well worth using that there. And look at these Raptors. They're taking heavy damage. Fnatic have to get back and defend.
I think if Zizzo got one grave off, like I understand seeing a lot of pressure right now, but his graves have been really early. Like
It's really tricky to do, but
yeah, it's especially I think it's really hard versus Fnatic's heroes because they have so much burst. Like if you don't grave someone, and you're like if they're like 300 HP and you don't grave them because you want to wait for the last second and they just get bursted or something, like
yeah.
it's
And
your
if you
fault.
do grave, then they stop. Then they wait to burst him down till after the grave. So it's always going to look like he's using
Yeah, look
grave
at-
too
make-
early.
Yeah.
When in reality, he's using grave to prevent them bursting him down, even if they just stop attacking them. So
So, I think
Lose-lose
he's been
situation.
trying his hardest. Honestly, there's a lot of pressure for
Yeah.
the Azo in this game.
his positioning, like that fight, was not the best. Like I think, like grave time. I think his grave timings overall have been fine. Like if anything, the question is just his positioning because he got caught out quite poorly there. But Ogre Magi, Dagon 5.
Oh,
Fuck
this
yeah,
is-
Sam.
I am excited.
Time to rack up some kills, honey.
There's gonna be an E-Blade next if the game goes longer.
Oh my gosh. Or do you go Veil even? I think Veil may be a little bit... Like Veil with the... Well, I guess you go E-Blade, Fire Blast, and all your entire combo as well, but... Roshan now, Na'Vi want this. It looks like they may get this in time. The arrow gonna miss. That's big there. They needed that arrow to hit, and it's not gonna hit. Now Dendy will get the Aegis.
Roshan has
Too late to
fallen
contest.
the Radiant.
Cheese as well on her vault. And with... The problem is here, Fnatic are winning all these fights, but Na'Vi with Aegis and Cheese, they can just suicide for Raxes if they really want.
Yeah.
Not to mention, Tiny has no buyback. 2 minutes of no Tiny buyback. If he dies, they could just straight up lose the game.
It's really up to this. The thing they have to hope for is maybe just unlocking the SF when he gets the Aegis out, and just the BKB is such a short duration right now on the SF as well. So
Dyer's structures are
The
fortified.
melee rack being kept away. Does force out the glyph here. That's a good start for Na'Vi. Trying to make Fnatic make a move there. Stun's coming in now. Dandy takes a lot of heavy damage on the front line. So Voss now forced to pop his BKB. Going back in now. I think they may just want to focus down the rack here, but no, they're not going to fully engage here. They're going to back off, regroup. Still have the BKB on Dandy. This is just a 4-second BKB though, unfortunately. They deal with the healing, the homing missile, and Bristleback, no BKB for 1 minute. But they force the glyph. They could be ready to go soon. Tiny's buyback, that's the big one to look out for. 1 minute, 10 seconds. I don't know if Na'Vi are aware of the exact timing of this, because they're going to lighten up and not continue to apply pressure.
I think they want to wait for the BKB again. They have time still. They have a cheese up on Havos, like you said, and then Bat Rider really needs this BKB. Hopefully he's gonna farm top and then try and get it there. But yeah, I feel
Dendy needs a new BKB at this stage almost.
I feel more so than Zizou this game. Arise, his item choice just kind of screwing them, and then his positioning as well. Like he's not out in a good lasso. Oh, Havos.
Oh, boss, please. Give this guy to slow the chase. Where's this Bat Rider TP top? He's got no TP back. Oh no, he's TPing back in now. Let's say he was top lane, TP mid. Seems Na'Vi are just happy to hold out. They've got this Aegis for a good couple of minutes, so they're not going to commit just yet to trying to push down Raxes.
Yeah.
Arise, I mean, speaking of Arise, he played a fantastic game one. His Darkseer was huge, but this Bat Rider just not quite as on point as his game one performance.
Yeah, it's been a rough game for him.
I think Come With Me's been the most impressive though. He's had 2 amazing games on the Dream Protector.
He's trying his hardest this game with his positioning. It's honestly his early game. There wasn't much he could really do to just get levels and farm.
Yeah.
But now these overgrowths have been really sick. The problem is that it feels like there's a lack of there's a lack of disables right now on the Bears team. Also, like besides the overgrowth and the bat lasso, they aren't able to stun lock anyone for the SF to just hit him more than a few times. And another thing to note is that Enfeeble has been causing the SF's damage to be a lot lower. Like, it's been hurting him.
Back towards his bottom lane. Glyph now on cooldown. This time around there is a Bat Rider BKB.
Dyer's middle barracks
This, I
are
think,
under
is what they were
attack.
waiting for. Bat Rider with a BKB can almost get a guaranteed lasso unless a Fiend's Grip is used, and a Fiend's Grip can likely be cancelled. So. BKB lasso anyone, especially this Tiny. Tiny, Ogre, one of these 2 targets is going to be the prime candidate. Oh, there's a BKB to start things off. They have grabbed the Yoga. They want to bring down Hani. And he gets kept alive a little longer. He is invised up. Have they got any detection?
Oh my god.
What a late sentry ward. Hani's going to survive because they didn't have detection down. That is just inexcusable at 50 minutes in the game. You cannot miss a kill because you don't have detection. He didn't even have buyback. They could have just... I don't know if they win the game of that, but they get racked. They get this rack. If they kill Hani, they may
get racks,
racked anyway.
mid racks
so.
and bottom racks.
They would have got, yeah, mid and bottom rack if they get that kill. Instead, they miss out on it, and now they're struggling to get this bottom rack. It's dangerous. It's dicey. Where's your detection, man? Get a new gem, get some more sentries, whatever it may be, but you cannot afford to have a hero like that get away at this stage of the game.
Well, how long are the ages still? Another minute or so?
Fnatic is so adamant about defending this Rax here bottom lane.
Yeah, I mean, they need to. They can't give up the melee racks, and honestly, it's their game to lose right now, it feels like. The Tiny just gets farmed.
They've got another lasso. The Ogre's being caught out again. Can they actually come up this time? Nice BKB from Dendy. They'll make sure they get the kill. Gem now being claimed here. The Fiend Strip on Dendy, but he's got Agent. He'll turn around and continue to fight. They bring down the Gyro next. Maybe the Tiny's going to be the next big target. He's ignoring Tiny, focusing the Mirana, not wanting to deal with the Craggy, and now another Requiem of Souls coming out. This will actually completely crush the Tiny. He'll buy back immediately. The Batrider going forward will bring down Tricks, and without the Ogre Magi, they've lost so much crowd control. They bring down the Batrider with a nice stun toss combo. Rax goes down. Do they swing mid? Do they back up here? Buyback from the Mirana now as well as the Tiny. Havos still has cheese. No, he's not going to use it just yet. He'll hold on to it. I don't know if Fnatic want to chase. There's Aegis and cheese on the Bears side here.
I rather went to Am.
That one is finally delivered with these lassos now.
Attack.
Oh, come with me with the great blink.
Wow. They kill off the Bane now. That's bad, and Trixie's got to leave here. Should just, yeah, he'll use it to play it safe to back off. And this mid Rax is so low. They can get it. There's Glyph up soon, but I don't think it's going to be soon enough. Dendy says, I want your melee Rax. I'll get your melee Rax. He's slept up. Tossed in the air. Get the Rax, Dendy. He's going for the kills. He wants No Tail. He'll not get No Tail. The Invis is keeping alive. Now he gets the Rax. Now Era's being focused down. Era has no buyback if he goes down. Dendy may just blow him up when he dies here. No, he's got Aegis. He's still alive. He's going to bring down Fly as well. 2 heroes now dead. It looks like Hani is going to be the last man standing. The last defense at least. Throws down a lot of damage onto Dendy here. The Dagon as well, multicast, gets lucky, kills Dendy, but that's just an Aegis. And now, meanwhile, Havos has brought down the Gyrocopter. This is looking like the end for Fnatic. The tier 4 tower's being focused. Dendy's had enough. He wants to go back in, getting slowed up, says, screw it, I'm not chasing, I'm going for your towers. There's a slow on the Mirana. Mirana going to Mantis style out of it. The Batrider goes in, has a lasso as well. This could be the end. The Ogre Magi caught in the lasso. It's all over for Fnatic. They're going home. It's GG. No way out of this one. And the mixed team of Na'Vi with the Romanians, the Fluffy.Bears, have taken out Fnatic from DreamHack Bucharest in impressive fashion.
Radiant
I thought that was
victory.
Fnatic's game to win there. I don't know. That was Hani suddenly the lasso by Arise just totally. won that
Arise
game
finally
there.
showed up. I feel like we felt it was like Fnatic's game to lose, maybe just because Arise was not hitting a lasso all game long. And
Yeah.
he finally figured out how to
figured
lasso
one.
when he got his BKB.
Yep, finally, it was the lasso. It was on the perfect target too, like you said earlier.
Yeah.
They needed to get the ogre, and Hani had no buyout. So
Well, a good way to end our day here on the BTS2 stream. Some fun picks all day long. Like, we've had No Tail play Meepo, we've had Dendy Pudges, we've had all kinds of some interesting, fun drafts throughout the day. So